Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in to another video. So I'm sure many of you know about the show called 13 Reasons Why. It has become quite popular within the past few weeks. And it was actually a book at first that was released, I believe, in 2007. I found the book at a bookstore last summer and read it and loved every bit of it. And so naturally, I was very excited when they finally came out with the show. And I am now up to episode 8. So, for those of you who don't know what this show or book is, I won't give you any spoilers, but I will give you a short summary. It's about this girl named Hannah Baker. Sort of about her. She is a girl who committed suicide and left 13 tapes that each tape has is a story of a person who kind of led her to make that choice. And the actual main character is Clay Jensen, and he gets the tapes, and basically it's his journey listening to the tapes, and it gets really sad, and I mean, it's about suicide, so obviously it's going to get sad. Basically just follows his journey and his thought process while he's listening to the tapes. And it's also very much of a mystery because he really doesn't know why he's on one of the tapes. He has to listen until he finds which tape has his story. So that's all I'm going to tell you about it, except that it's very good, and it really, really impacted me when I read it. I was very sad for a while I was reading the book because it was such a depressing book, but it was really well written and had such a good point to it. So I definitely recommend it for those of you who are old enough to read it. And I also recommend the show so far. They've changed a few things as shows and movies usually do when they make something based off of a book. But I think it's been pretty good so far. They haven't changed anything drastically. So a lot of times when I really love a show, a movie, a book, I want to be part of it somehow. And the way I do that is to just draw fan art, which is why I decided to draw this picture. And as I'm recording this, I actually started it yesterday, I think. No. It was 2 days ago, Friday night. Worked on it yesterday, and then I finished it today, and I'm making the YouTube video right now. So as you can see, I really wanted to get this done. I am going on a cruise with my class this week, so I knew I needed a video to post because I won't have internet or anything there. So that is one of the reasons I've been rushing, but it was also just really fun to draw. And I tried to put a lot of detail into it. As you saw in the beginning, I even printed out my reference pictures instead of just using my phone, which is what I do a lot of the time. And I printed out a smaller picture of Hannah that was colored so I could see that. And then I also used my phone for color. The reason I printed out the smaller picture was so I could watch the show while I was drawing this for a bit, but it didn't really work as well because the colors were kind of off. So I used my phone for most of the color reference. I put a lot of colors into this to make the different shadows. For her face, I used so many colors: teal, green, purple, red, peach, blue, brown. Yeah, just tons and tons of colors, and then blended them all together, and it gives it a shadowy look to it. So since we're on this topic, I just definitely need to briefly mention, if you're going through something, if you're going through depression and you're considering suicide even, please don't suffer in silence. Please get help. I know even when it may not feel like anybody cares, there is always somebody who loves you, and always somebody that will totally be willing to help you. The show actually gives a website to go to. You can go to 13reasonswhy.info, and there will be something to help you with that if you are going through something like that, or if somebody you know is going through something like that. Don't be afraid to reach out to teachers, to friends. In this show, unfortunately, when Hannah reaches out, people don't notice or just ignore her, and that's so terrible. Please don't give up on people. a lot of times we don't know what we're doing, and we are just so caught up in our own lives that we just totally are oblivious to whatever's happening around us. Don't give up on us. I knew this guy that had the most beautiful smile. He was extremely talented in sports. He was funny. He had so many friends. But he ended up committing suicide, and it was just one of the saddest things I've ever gone through. I had moved away from where he lived. I went to school with him for about 3 years and then moved away, but we still kept in touch a little bit. And whenever I heard the news, I was just completely heartbroken, and it was so unexpected. And I won't go into too many details, but guys, you never know what somebody else is going through. So always make an effort to make somebody's day better. This world is too much of a cool place for us to be throwing hate at each other and bullying each other, because everybody goes through enough stuff on their own, and they don't need our help to make them go through it. Try to make somebody feel less lonely, because loneliness is such a big thing that makes people feel depressed and get down on themselves. So yeah, that's my short little story, and I just thought I'd share it with you to give an example, of how unexpected suicide and just depression in general can be in people. So here is the foreground all finished. For the background, it took me a little while to decide, but I ended up deciding to use the map that Hannah gave the people to follow to go to all the places that she mentioned in her tapes. And it's as you just saw, it's in the cover of the book, but I also looked a picture up on Google so I could get a better reference picture. And I was really careful about proportions and stuff for making the map, like putting the map into segments and stuff. So I used my little 4th grade ruler to do that. And then I ended up erasing it, just having faint little lines to guide me. And I used my white pencil to actually outline it, because the lines on the map in the book are actually white, and I wanted to make it look as close to that as possible. The actual picture of the map she used has these stars, and then has a little description beside each star of the place that she wants people to visit. But I didn't put that inscription there because I wanted more of a focus on the people. So kind of as an afterthought, but not really, because I had already sort of planned to do this, I decided to include one of the tapes at the bottom to kind of tie the picture together. And I chose number 13 since it's called 13 Reasons Why, and it would be the most recognizable. So here is the picture all finished. As I mentioned before, I totally recommend the book first and then the show to those who are old enough to read and watch it. It's so good, so deep, so sad, but so important to listen to. I'm very happy with how the picture ties together, how everything fits in, and I hope you all like it too. So don't forget to give this video a like and comment below if you want more. Also subscribe if you're new to my channel and want to see more art like the one you saw today. Have a good day, everybody.